Good morning. Today I am out in the garden as I'm starting at 11:30 today, which is really good, and I've decided to just have a wee bit of time out in the garden, having a wee look around, seeing what's changed, which probably isn't that much, but I thought we would have a wee wander and see. So, oh, by the way, today was the first frost on the car. I can't believe it already, like 13th of September, that is quite early. Although looking at the weather the next 10 days, it doesn't look like it's going to go as low as that, so fingers crossed. Anyway, let's have a wee look at the plants. Coffee in hand, let's go and have a wee wander. Right, this is the border next to the house, and it's looking really full, I think. First of all, the wee pink flower right here is a rose, and that was the one that I got from my mum years ago, which technically I think was meant to be a house plant, but it's been out here for many years through winters and everything, so it seems quite happy. And then below that, I think that's an honesty that came up, so we'll leave that. That didn't flower this year, so that'll be next year. And then next to that, I think we've got some forget-me-nots, a cafe au lait dahlia that has not flowered this year. I think that went in too late. That was like a impulse buy at the checkout. And then we've got some cosmos and fabulous Rebecca, which this is my favourite. It just never lets me down. And the Leatris, it's lost all its colour now, but I'm going to leave that because it's nice for a wee bit of winter interest, as they say. And then the lupin down there is kind of done. Cut that back the other day just to tidy it up. And there's a Nigella seed pod, which is so cool. And little violas and pansies, and there's a wee supertunia in there that's probably not really had the chance to do much. Another Rebecca with a scabiosa, and then some Sweet William hanging over the path. And look at the little dog. I got that from my mum as well. There's 3 of them. And then the thyme that's sort of creeping over the path, and the red dogwood, which has gotten even taller since the last time, I think. I actually can't wait to cut on this for winter. We'll just have a wee quick look around here. Got raspberry plants and gladiolas. The raspberry plants are in a trough, so they shouldn't take over. Look at these orange dahlias. I think they're my favourite. And these ones though have been amazing. I mean, look at all those blooms. Last year I didn't have anywhere near that. And there's still loads to come. And a sunflower which has got 3 or 4 heads on it, which is really exciting. And a eucalyptus at the back, which I'll talk about that in a minute. Rain's starting to come on a little bit, I think. Some straw flowers. Madame Butterfly, snapdragons. A wee lonesome Annabelle. I've cut the rest of them because I didn't want them getting all brown and everything. I've took them in to dry, and I've got some in an arrangement as well. Physocarpus Dark Gold, which again is one of my favourites. These dahlias are so beautiful. And this big hydrangea had so many blooms on that. Anyway, I'll take you back around here to the agapanthus, which is done, and a wee Rebecca division. Can't believe it, all the divisions more or less flowered this year. And forget-me-nots here again, and I think there's some seeded themselves too, so these have flowered already, so I don't know if they'll flower again. Some skimmia. Again, that was something that I bought for hopefully some winter things. And little pots of cuttings. Maybe look like they need a wee bit of water. And my eucalyptus that I've now had to put in this pot, which is it's far too top heavy. It's just so heavy in that pot. I think I'm going to have to cut it back quite a bit and make it a lot more compact. That was a kind lady that had told me, because I had it planted in the ground just over here, which is obviously quite close to the house, and apparently it was too close, and when I googled it she was right enough, so I dug that right out. And to be fair, I'm actually preferring this space without it. It's really nice to see the hydrangea. And anyway, in here I've got the green cornice, which is Flavoramia, it's a dogwood, and still some apple blossom begonias, looking really pretty. And the cineraria, which I'm actually loving, just trailing over the path. There's far too much things in here, I'm going to have to divide it. There's echinops galore, and there's a feverfew that hasn't flowered, probably because there's too much. A wee cherry blossom tree that, again, I was trying to train into some sort of standard. And sempervivum, can never say that word. But anyway, more cosmos. And I've put foxglove, I've moved everything around in here, so I've planted out some seedlings. So these are wallflowers. They were sort of like a red, orange, yellow mix, so we'll see what comes up. A couple of wee cuttings from the sedum, which are looking not too bad. And Rebecca, that was a division again, so hopefully that'll come up. And some gorgeous feverfew. And calendula, I always get mixed up with calendula and campanula. Calendula that self-seeded, by the way, so that was a wee happy accident. Some lilies that have been and gone, and more campanula, no, not campanula, see, calendula. And this is my arborescens hydrangea that my lovely daughter got me for my birthday. It's absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to see what that does over the next couple of years. And I've put my limelight hydrangea in here. It was previously over there in a pot, so I've put it in the ground here because I think that'll get quite tall. And I don't know if it's too late because obviously we had a wee frost this morning, but I think it's going to start blooming there and there. I'm not sure about that. That looks a bit nasty, that one. Look at that gorgeous ivy. Oh, love it. And there's some sort of jasmine here. Sorry, I'm probably making you dizzy. Lavatera, or Lavatera, however you like to say it. And then this is the area now without the eucalyptus, which is actually really nice. And I've still got a snapdragon, which came back from last year, so we'll see what that does. Queen of Sweden rose, and a stilby, which I love that. And if it stays like that over the winter, I'll be super happy. Oh no, wait a minute, I think that dies back to the ground. We'll see about the flower stalks, I'm not sure what they'll do. Achillea here, and then I've got a blue spire salvia right here. And it actually, a wee bit of sort of came off, and it had a bit of root by luck, so I've planted it there, so we'll see if that does anything. Foxglove looking at a bit dodgy angle, and another foxglove in here, and my heuchera that's been there for a few years. Oh, and then I put the azalea that had previously been sort of over here, but it just seemed like it was in totally the wrong spot. I've put that, tucked it under in between the rose and the hydrangea, because apparently they're all right with a bit of shade, so we'll see how they do. Or we'll see how that does, sorry. A gorgeous hydrangea that's changing colour, and it's been sort of pinky and lilac-y, and now look, it's got this beautiful golden tone. I don't think that's picking up, but it's gorgeous. Love, love, love that. And then at the other side, nothing much has changed at all. Still got the lilies are going over, Honesty, Tiny Wine, Vanessa Bell, Peony, that'll be dying back soon I think. I'm still clinging on to these wee Sweet Rocket, and also called Hesperus. I've got some asters in here. I need to do something with this area because that's wasted space. And more asters and Sweet William, Cosmos, some I think Amimagus, Stunning, and more down here. Everything's kind of collapsed because I didn't stake it, so I think this is Feverfew down here with some Crocosmia. In here there's a mishmash of weeds I think. So we've got Foxgloves, Echinops, Liatris, more Foxgloves, and I think that might be an Honesty over there, and still some Alliums clinging on, and these lovely Sweet Williams. These have took ages to look like that, but they are really pretty now that they're flowering. And back to this Eucalyptus, I don't know, I definitely think it's far too tall for being in that pot, so I'm going to cut it down a bit, maybe just to about, oh sorry, that height there maybe. Yeah, I think that's probably the best bet, and see if it'll settle into the pot a little bit better. It could probably do a deeper pot, but that's all I have for now, so it'll have to do. Anyway, I think, in fact I'll show you the back border. So here's the back border again, and I've got this gorgeous lobelia, which there's 3 in there, so it's been smothering the echinacea that had started off so well, but hopefully that'll come back next year and I'll not put lobelia in with it. The cup and saucer vine has grew well, but it hasn't flowered, and probably won't expect it to now. We've got some snapdragons that I've went over, gorgeous Feverfew, which I hope will come back next year. There's a really nice lime marmalade heuchera under there, but it's sort of getting overgrown. Another heuchera, another heuchera, and a little evergreen. And the supertunias are still looking not too bad. I think they're going to start petering out though, so I need to, I've took the other ones and put them on the pergola again, but I think they're looking worse than these ones. And the Brunnera, that's Silver Heart, that variety, with an allium line over the top of it. Liatris, Crocosmia, and there's a couple of Astilbe bare roots in here, just right there and right here, so hopefully they'll do well. And there's also a bare root Brunnera. Can you see it? It's hard to see over the top of the supertunia. And there's a forsythia in there as well somewhere. And a Brunnera self-seeder. I love that. And here's another wee self-seeder along with Eucalyptus. And then this hydrangea. Didn't flower too much this year, but it was probably the bad hack job I done on it. And this is Coreopsis. It's went a lot more red as the weather went a bit colder. It's really, really nice. Cineraria and some hebe, and then another Brunner, a bare root, which is Jack of Diamonds, and the Wigella that I cut on all the time for flower arrangements. And this is a black elderberry, which is now more of a tree, so there's not much to cut on down here, but I'm happy with that. So now that the weather's turning cooler, there's definitely a few jobs I need to get done, and hopefully I'll bring you along for that. I've just not had much of a chance to get properly out, although I have been moving my pot and bench, and I think it's in its hopefully semi-permanent home, and once I get that organised, I can't wait to show you. I've moved out the wee grow zone, which was covered in slugs, by the way. Underneath the staging had like big massive snails and everything, so give that a good clean, and I've moved it. So anyway, better get away, go to my work again, and hopefully see you soon. Bye. Just before I do, look at that beautiful light. See it? The light rays. Wow. Bye.